everyone. I'm Allison. Thank you for joining me for Where I'm From 252 with Olivia. What have you been reading? I have been reading The Paris Express by Emma Donoghue, partially because my wonderful friend and collaborator Jess is going to be in conversation with her in September, and I wanted to and support my friend. So that's why I'm reading it. I've only ever read Room by her. Olivia, oh, you joined the works.
Hello.
That was so quick.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Amazing. So happy to be with you.
I'm so glad you're here. I saw in your Instagram that you're recently engaged. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Yeah, such an exciting time. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I finding someone you love who loves you and makes you happy and all of these things is an incredible gift. I
Yes, yeah. It's
I'm
amazing.
crying just
Such an
thinking about it.
exciting time. Yeah, no, everything was perfect and beautiful and it's just been like a whirlwind since then, but so excited.
Yeah, anyhow, that's wonderful. I
Thank you.
never thought I would find that for myself when I was young, and I did, and it was amazing, and it
Oh,
is amazing.
amazing.
So
It's the best surprise,
it
like
is. It was.
finding it.
It
Yeah.
was. It really was. So anyhow, lovely. Good for you too.
Thank you.
Um. So anything else before? Oh, it's doing something weird. Can you hear me still? It's frozen. Mhm. Okay, Olivia. I don't know if you can hear me, but it says that you're unable to join. And so Instagram did something weird, and I think they've probably kicked you off somehow. Um, hmm, I don't know if it's gonna yeah. Okay. We're gonna try to do this again. Otherwise, I'll just start over so that folks who watch the replay. Okay.
Perfect. We're back.
Did you?
Yeah, it just said it ended. I don't know why.
I was like, oh, it's doing something weird.
Perfect. We're back in action.
It's like,
You
oh,
never
I'll
know
just
with
start over.
Instagram.
No, you don't. It's not personal. They just don't care about us. So at all. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share before you read your poem?
I don't think so. I'm really excited. I'm so excited. I've been like following for a long time and
Oh,
I
sweet.
probably wrote my first Where I'm From like over 10 years ago now. So it's fun to share this version, my
Yeah.
favorite version so far. So.
And how many have you written? Two or
Oh
more?
my gosh, way
Lots.
more. So many. I do it with my students.
Yeah.
So I every time they write one, I
You do
write
it.
one. So like at least 10 at this point.
I think it's an amazing way to check in with
It's really
ourselves.
cool. And it's cool to see the evolution from
Yeah.
like the first one, the first ever time, and then like getting all that out and then like the
hmm
polished versions.
Yes, agree. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Amazing. I'm from the blue and purple hydrangeas that bloomed in the spring and the aroma of freshly laid mulch behind the wooden swing set. I'm the yellow dandelions I picked and tucked behind my ear, and all of the wishes I blew into the breeze. I'm from Crystal Lite in cobalt blue pitchers and cheese sandwiches on the beach, raised by the waves that crashed and retreated. From laughter that squawked with the seagulls and tiny hands grabbing for hermit crabs in the shallow shore. I'm from the streets adorned with rainbow flags, boisterous queens of drag, loud and proud. From knowing it was okay for them, but not for me. I am from the businesses my great grandparents built and summers spent on Commercial Street. From wanting to make the lineage proud, but fearing my truth would be a disappointment. I'm the mother of the stuffed animals I kept in my bed and the teacher of my American Girl dolls. Daughter of Reese and Denise, a dash of Italian seasoning, and the crunch of flippers on Sunday mornings. I'm from the shark's teeth my mother and I hunted, never with a colander, only by hand. From the sands to the white mountains, I am from the pool table, tongue out, focused, and drops of Jupiter in the air. I am the books I read under the flannel sheets, flashlight illuminating my face, from knowing my friends' phone numbers by heart and sleepovers on Friday nights. I'm the itchy tights, legs dangling from wooden pews, standing and kneeling, kneeling and standing, clasping my hands, waiting for an answer to my prayers. From four sacraments and the taste of cardboard stuck to the roof of my mouth. I'm from the bathroom floor, doors closed, where I felt it all. Black mascara stains against freckled cheeks, from the piles of clothes that devoured the carpet and the pit of sadness that lived in my stomach. I'm from pool parties on the last day of school, chlorine ripe on my pruny fingers. From manhunt in Ding Dong Ditch, riding home, sticking my legs out, catching speed, soaring down the hill. From thighs cooking on scorching metal slides and wood chips stuck in my shoes. I am made up of every sunset I watch slip into the sea and smoky cars on late night drives. From look at the moon and the faded wooden sign that read, someday today will be a long time ago. I'm from photo albums tucked in the basement, blonde banana curls tumbling, sporting hot pink rollerblades, frilly dresses adorned with matching bows. I am from sleeping on Nana's boat, arm above head, purple life jacket to keep me afloat, and tossing letters in a bottle into the waves.
That was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
It was so evocative. You set so many scenes. I felt like I was living in them with you. And we have some overlap because I grew up near the water. So all of that was very familiar to me. And I also was a really good guardian to my stuffed animals. So,
It's so funny. It's like I slept probably with like 10 to 12 of them, and it's like you can't have not one and the other. Their feelings will get
yes,
hurt and the whole
yes,
thing.
yes. I
Yeah.
take things very personally. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
one road trip, I filled our back seat with them. It was me and my mom, and I filled our back seat with
Oh my
stuffed
gosh,
animals.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. It's
And our
so
car got
cute.
broken into, and I was
Oh,
so relieved they didn't steal the
yeah.
stuffed animals.
Only important to you, I
I
guess.
really was like, oh, that was
Yeah,
sweet of them because one of them has real fur, and that must be worth something, you know?
absolutely. It was
It
to
wasn't.
you.
Yeah, it wasn't worth anything. But it's just I hadn't thought of all of my stuffed animal pals. So
Yeah,
thank you
where are
for
they now?
reminding me of what a good caregiver I was.
Absolutely. It's funny the things you think of when you just start going.
Yeah, yeah. So um, what was it like for you writing this version of your poem?
I think the first version I wrote it in Kelly McMaster's class, who has
Yeah.
been on here as well. And the first version was really, I don't want to say angry, but very,
Mm,
I wanted to get it all out. And I
mm,
was in a very angsty like phase. And so as I've said, I rewrite one every time I have my students. So at least two or three times a semester with each
mhm,
section of the
mhm,
course. And um I think Kelly was like told me to come on, and I was like, I don't have the version yet. Like I don't
mhm.
have the version that I
Yeah,
feel like is it or is done.
yeah.
And so I really challenged myself to look at the old drafts, and there are certain themes that have come through each one, like certain things I've
Mm,
wanted to say that have
yeah.
come through each one. But this one had a lot of new stuff as well. And so getting it to the place where I wanted it felt very complete. Like I felt like this draft really encompassed everything I wanted to say about my childhood and about where I'm from and about how I felt. And I think how I felt isn't how I thought I felt the first time.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a real once you can kind of unpack the because I think
Mhm.
anger, they talk about in therapy and 12 step, it's just pain.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
and I think anger can be like for me it has been very important in my life and
Hmm.
propelling me forward and out.
Hmm.
Um, but then once you feel safe enough to examine the pain,
Hmm.
but you got to have some safety to do that.
Absolutely. And I think too, I mean, the first draft, I don't think I had even come out yet. So
Hmm.
the first
Yeah.
draft, maybe I was still maybe a
Yeah.
junior in college and didn't know that I was
Hmm.
gay. And so now it's been, I guess, 10 years. And so that shifting from, confusion, resentment, uncertainty,
Hmm.
whatever it may
Hmm.
be, and the complications that came with first coming out and now having the years after that, being able to write about it from a different place, I think was really interesting for me.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously you talk about it in the poem that you were struggling with how your identity would be accepted by the
Mhm.
people who raised you,
Mhm.
and that I think I think many of us struggle with that on different levels. How will the people who raised us react to the person that we are?
Mhm.
And uh, so I'm glad that I had read your poem and then I saw your Instagram. So it was such
Oh,
a
yeah.
like, it was such a
Yes.
beautiful, like, oh,
Yeah, it worked out.
you know, like a
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
ending to the poem. So it was really sweet. Uh, yeah, it was, anyway, it was emotional reading it. And
Thank
I,
you.
I don't know your family makeup, but as a parent, it's like, you know, I have striven to want my children to feel accepted and seen, but sometimes it's out of our hands. I don't know what your family did, but it's
Yeah, I think it's so complicated. I think no matter what, and where I've tried to have a perspective is like it's an adjustment. You know, you have like
yeah,
they've seen so many versions of me and probably had so many thoughts and expectations and ideas and
yeah.
whatever for me. So it's definitely been a long journey, but it's in a really good place now. And actually, my fiance and I are going to Provincetown, which is what I write about in the third stanza this week
Hmm.
to look at wedding venues. So
Oh,
it's really all come really full circle. But I think even before you get a reaction, you're afraid of the reaction. And then if you get a
yes,
reaction similar to what
yes,
you were afraid of, then it just solidifies it. And
yeah.
then it's like, well, how do we come back from that? And how do I still just kind of discover myself and figure out how
Hmm.
I feel about it when other people feel some type of way about it? But I've really found, at least in my experience, that just I never stopped being myself. And so it
Yeah,
was either take me or leave me.
yeah.
And I'm happy and I'm healthy and I am authentically me. And I think that it's not easy to do that. But I think when I was able to really do that, everyone in my life was able to see, like, this is the best she's ever been. And why wouldn't we want to be a part of that, really?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's beautiful. Because I think, there's a lot of conversations about estrangement right now, and I happen to be in a
Yes.
collection
Mhm.
of essays about estrangement, and I do think that that resonates with me. That feeling of like, this is who I am, and you can take it or leave it. Because
Mhm.
at some point, for my own mental health, uh, you have to. I had to choose myself.
Mhm. And it feels good to choose yourself. It feels weird. It feels like selfish and like
Yeah,
you're the
yeah,
jerk or you're the
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I think that when you choose yourself, people then choose you too. And
yeah. And I think you find the right people,
mhm,
like whether it's family or not. I think that the more that I have become comfortable and know myself and move through the world as myself, the less time I waste with people who aren't people who are for me.
absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't
Um,
agree more.
and you don't. I didn't understand that when I thought, oh, I need to be it for everyone.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
that's success.
hmm
You
And
know.
I think that too comes out in the poems too. Like I look at, and it's like, what did I want people to think of me, or what
Hmm.
what part of myself did I want to show or highlight, or what memory or what pain or what joy did I want people to know that I'd
Yeah.
been through. And so this version, I really just, some, like I said, the stuffed animals or like the Crystal Light and the cobalt blue pitcher and like hunting the shark sea. Like there are so many things that I don't think of every day that just like these little pieces that came out that I was like, these feel important.
Hmm. Hmm. I really felt the push and the pull in your like the dramatic tension of your poem, and I enjoyed that, like of these sort of idyllic
Mm-hmm.
memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of hunting for shark's teeth, of being sort of not one, but being with the ocean, feeling
Mm-hmm.
supported, and then but
Mm-hmm.
also this part of you that felt unseen.
Mm-hmm.
And I just that was great. The dramatic tension was really lovely. So I just wanted to say
Thank
that. Yeah.
you.
Um, because I think sometimes too, the narrative, when we have something that looks really lovely, there's a lot of pressure to agree with that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I am always interested in narratives that are like, yes, it was lovely, but what
Mhm.
was blah, brother? Sorry, I got a text.
No, you're good.
I try to turn off everything, and yet no. But I just think like, and I think it resonates for me a lot. It does in general with history and with our history as a nation, but I think right now it's sort of this feeling
Mhm.
of a group of people who want to believe that there is sort of like a place you can get to where things are just
Mhm.
static,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how damaging that illusion is. Like life is not
Mhm.
static.
Right.
Um,
And it's like one doesn't take away from the other. Like I always like to say
yeah,
two things can exist at once. And it's
for
like
sure.
just because I was really sad doesn't mean I didn't have an amazing childhood or
It's
like
hard.
have so many beautiful memories
Yeah,
or, you know, and
yeah,
so I think it's that dichotomy of like
yeah.
I had so many beautiful memories and grew up in a beautiful place and like you said one with the ocean I grew up on Cape Cod. I lived in like a small town and so the ocean was so many things. It was amazing beach days and these beautiful memories, but it was where I drove my car by myself and cried in the parking lot. And
For sure.
so
Hmm.
it's the bothness of it all.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I was always comforted by how much the ocean could hold. I felt
Mhm,
like it was vast and endless. It was like it could hold all of my joy and
mhm,
um, these like essential memories of childhood.
mhm,
But I could also sit on the end of the dock and feel like so, like you say, sad, or
mhm,
but I didn't feel isolated totally because I
mhm.
had the water.
Yeah, you
Um,
feel like connected and the
yeah.
fact that like and even too like thinking of the parking lot I would go drive to like there's a couple other cars parked there too. Like there's
Yeah.
someone in there that's
Yeah.
going through something or feeling
Yeah.
something or looking for something. And so it's that kind of silent connectedness with the people
Hmm.
around you that you don't know but you share
Hmm.
something.
Hmm. That's a lovely image. Yeah,
Thank you.
I can picture that.
Mhm.
It's not so solitary here in Los Angeles, but lots of times when I go to the beach, a specific beach that looks out onto the outlet into the
Mhm.
ocean. So lots of times it's just people sitting in their cars,
Yeah. And it's
like
like,
eating
what
lunch,
brought you
or
here?
yeah,
Yeah.
just like not people getting out, just people. And I think this draw that we all have to take us to something that
Hmm.
can,
Hmm.
comfort us. Anyway, it always gives me a little comfort. They aren't looking at their
Yeah.
phones, they're just looking out into the, you know,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts about your poem or this prompt? Or I'm enjoying this conversation very much. I'm so pleased that you're
Yeah.
here.
I think one of my favorite things is seeing my students take on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I teach, I do it usually in my 101 class when we do the poetry, my English 101 class. We do a poetry unit. And so I usually do the original and then I pick a few from your Instagram and then I usually share them one of mine depending on how
For sure.
vulnerable I'm
No, I
feeling.
think that's a lovely way to like
Yeah.
open the door. Hmm.
I try to tell them if I'm going to make them share their
Hmm.
stuff, then I am
Yeah.
always going to put myself out there as well
Yep.
with them. But most of them aren't there for it's 101, so
Right.
they're not there to be English majors or
Right.
writers. And so I think a lot of them surprise themselves, and it is the coolest thing. And some of them really get into it. I have their final at the end of the semester. I give them an option between doing like a literary analysis essay or doing a creative, either fiction, nonfiction, poetry. And a lot of them expand their Where I'm From
Oh.
poems to their final. And it's really, really amazing
Hmm.
and fun and heartbreaking and devastating.
Hmm.
Um, but they have a lot of fun with it, and it's like I have them handwrite it, and so many of them like are like I don't want to stop or I want to keep going, and to see them have the same experience that I had when I was in college and this prompt, this idea to explore more of yourself and to discover who you are a little bit, I think is really important. And it's so cool to be able to facilitate that for them.
Yeah, that's lovely. And do you get a lot of protestations that they're not poets, or no? Because I find that I still get that from people. Well, I'm not a poet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, either we all are, or no one is, because I
Ex-
mean,
Exactly. And it's always the ones who are like, I've never written, I'm not a
right,
poet, that like
right,
turn out the most amazing, like
yeah, yeah,
heartfelt, heart-wrenching poem. But yeah, I think they surprise themselves too. And that's
yeah,
the most amazing part, that they go into it with no expectations,
yeah,
staring at the paper, dreading it, and then they come out with this amazing thing. And it's like,
mhm,
it doesn't even have to be a poem. Like
yeah,
you wrote something.
yeah,
And um, I think it's really cool because they're in this transitional phase of going from
yeah,
high school to college and
yeah,
maybe moving out or maybe not,
yeah,
but becoming a different person in a different phase of their life. And I think every time I've produced a Where I'm From poem, it helps you unearth a little bit. It helps you figure out who you are a little bit more.
yeah. And I think that time in life, like you say, it's a big transition. I think for a
Hmm.
lot of people, it's the first time they're looking back with any sort of discernment in a different way, because
Hmm.
they have a little distance. Because
Hmm.
I've done it with like middle schoolers, and they're mostly still just like, yes, fine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like
Like
everything's
everything's
good, I
cool. Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Like even if it's not, they're not in a place where they're gonna put that on paper.
Right.
Like because there's who knows, their parents might see it. Like they're
Yes.
they're still too intertwined with
Hmm.
their family. They can't.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone's gonna be like, oh, I saw your poem about your family. Um.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think it's yeah, I think the whatever young adult 18 to 22
yeah.
phase is really important, and a lot of them, I don't want to say lost in a negative way, but maybe like lost with potential. Like I think they're really, a lot of them, on the precipice of like stepping out of who they were and into who they might want to be, and maybe they try
Yeah.
a few different versions.
Yeah.
But it's really fun to see, and it challenges me as a writer because I find,
Hmm.
in the semester I'm reading their stuff and not working on my own stuff. And so it's so fun every time to flip open a fresh sheet and to just start. And like I said, I find some of the hydrangeas always come back. The hydrangeas are always there. That is what I think of when I think of my childhood. My house just
Mm-hmm.
had these beautiful hydrangeas in front. Um, and some parts of, the beach, the water, the religion always comes into it.
Hmm.
Um, the beach, but a lot of these memories here were really really interesting. And I think the more, and to see them sit there and to sit there myself, it's just like the things that come up. I think every time it's like for a reason. Like it's like you're sitting and you're thinking, and one line leads into the next line, and it's a memory you haven't thought of in 15 years. And I think that's the biggest beauty of doing it every time.
I agree. I mean, it's one of the greatest gifts of doing this series is like me remembering my stuffed animal. Like
Yeah.
selfishly, it's it's fun for me because usually they're lovely, wonderful things that I remember. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
because those, I mean, they don't live the same in our brains that the
Hmm.
other stuff does. So it's sweet for me. And the hermit crab, we didn't have hermit crabs, but we had sand crabs. So it reminded me of filling a bucket of those poor sand crabs.
Yes, those poor crabs. Yeah.
And just then finally releasing them. But that I don't know, the watchfulness we had as young people
Hmm.
toward nature and the ocean and all of its
Hmm.
creatures and um
Yeah, the curiosity and
yeah.
the need. It's because now I literally live a block from the beach, and I just want to sit. I sit there and I listen to
Yeah, it's very
music,
different.
or I
Yeah.
listen, and so
Yeah.
I just think of the kid and the going in, the jumping and the hunting, and so yeah, it's just now I'm like, if a kid showed me a hermit crab, I'd be like, get that away from me.
And I don't know if you have jetties there. Do you? I assume everybody does,
We
but maybe
do,
not.
yeah, we do have
Yeah.
jetties. You're not allowed near them, but
Okay.
if you
And
go
were
on them,
you
you'll
when
get in
you were a
trouble.
kid? Did you when you were a child?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I was
Yeah.
a kid, we were
Yeah.
allowed, or
I
we did
think
anyway.
back on that and like it was not a good idea. You
No.
out on those and barefoot and
Yes.
run from what I'm like my feet now laugh at me. It's such a thing.
No, I know.
Yeah, jumping from rock to rock barefoot, not
Mhm.
a care in the world. Um, yeah,
But I think
So
that's a lot of it. I think a lot of it captures the not a care in the world.
even though you do have all these cares, and that was
Yes.
sort of what I think for me, and I feel some of this in your poem, this ability to leave it behind for a moment when you're engaged with these acts.
Mm-hmm.
And uh yeah, that was the work, almost, in a way, was
Yeah.
to just be, to
I
try to
think so
find a way to be.
too, to be. And I think, when I try to do it like mismatched for like I don't go in
Hmm.
chronological
Yeah.
order because but I do think when I think about it, the transition from just like childhood to like teenagehood and like early
Hmm.
adulthood, like I feel like that's where like the innocence and the joy, and then when you start to understand what it is to actually have a problem or have anger or pain or sadness or have some life experience that
Hmm.
alters you a little bit, I think it gives you a different perspective. And
Hmm.
I think, but it's not all one or the other. And so I think in my mind to like enjam them all together is just like that's life, right? And I think it's really really cool.
Well, thank you so much, Olivia. This
Of
was a joy,
course.
as I knew it would be. And that any final thoughts, anything you want to
Oh,
say?
thank you so much for doing this. Like I said, I like always pick a new one to share with my
Oh, that's so
students.
sweet. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
told me
love
that in a
this
message,
project.
but all of the Instagram messages just go into my brain and are
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
person. It's just in there in
yeah.
like a jumble. Because when you said it, I was like, oh, you've told me this.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just so glad to finally be able to be a part of it
Oh, I'm
and
so glad.
to leave my little mark in the
Yeah.
hundreds of amazing, amazing poems that you've had. But thank you for doing this and thank you for having me. And I look forward to a million more renditions.
Me too. And congratulations again on your
Thank
engagement.
you.
It's a
Thank you
lovely
so
thing.
much. It's been amazing. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye. Have a great day.
You too.